In this presentation, we're going to cover grass identifications, the reason why we might need to identify different grasses and how we can do that. Why grass identification is important. Different grass species have varying characteristics, growth habits, and maintenance requirements. Grass identification helps us determine the appropriate mowing height, fertilization, and pest management strategies, just as an example. There's so much more to it. If we know exactly what that grass is, we can look after it so it can achieve its best potential. So common turf grass species in the UK. First of all, we have perennial ryegrass, which is one of the main grasses in the UK. It's fast establishing, it's wear tolerant, and it's adaptable to various soil types. A few of its characteristics here has red stems at the base, it is susceptible to leaf spot, and the youngest leaf is typically folded in its shoot, and there's shiny leaves on the underside of the leaf. Another common grass is the Fescue family. These are fine leaf grasses which are suitable for shaded areas and low maintenance turf. These are spiky needle-like leaves. And there are a few different types. So, for example, the slender creeping red fescue has rhizomes present and very fine leaves. A Chew and Fescue would have no rhizomes and a very fine leaf. Strong creeping red fescues would have rhizomes present and a coarser leaf. These are massively susceptible to dollar spot and red thread. Another common grass, which is also known as one of the biggest weed grasses in the UK, is Poa annua, which is an annual meadow grass. It's a very common grass species within the UK, and it has an extensive seed production. The youngest leaf is folded in its shoot. There's tram lines on the older leaves, crinkling in the centre, and it can often flower even if it's mown at short heights, which is why it's spotted out quite easily, because you'll see those seeds heading even if you've got a 20-30 mil high lawn. It is susceptible to fusarium patch and anthrax. Another one of the big common ones in the UK is creeping bentgrass. It's fine textured grass with a high shoot density and good putting green characteristics, which is why it's used on a lot of golf courses. The youngest leaf is rolled in its shoot, which we see again for other turfs, but we can identify with the other characteristics, so like the upper leaf blade being ribbed and leaves hairless, leaves dull on the underside, and it'll be massively susceptible to things like fusarium patch or take-all patch. Characteristics for grass identification, as I've mentioned over the past 4 different grass types, there's things we can look for on the leaf blade: the width, the texture, the colour, the presence of hairs on ridges, shape, size and presence of the hairs, the cuticles, the present shape and the size of those, the growth habits, the bunch types, the spreading growth, and the seed heads, the shape, the colour, the arrangement and the heights that the grass seeds at. So the visual identification features, these are a few things we picked out before in previous slides. So for example, perennial ryegrass has a dark green leaf, glossy with prominent veins. Fine fescues have very fine leaves, which are typically red or brown. Chew and Fescues have fine leaves and also have a bluish or green colour. Annual Meadow Grass, the Poa, has a paler green colour and stands out like a sore form in a lawn. It's short, narrow leaves, and there's quite a dense seed head with numerous small seeds. Growth and maintenance characteristics, these can be things such as growth habit, which will be the bunch type and spread growth, mowing heights, the optimal mowing heights for each grass species, shade tolerance, the degree of shade tolerance for each different type of grass species, the wear tolerance, the ability to withstand traffic and recover from damage, pest and disease resilience, so this is the susceptibility to common turf grasses, pests and diseases. Again, these are a few of the common techniques that we need to keep going over. So, for example, we've got the visual examinations, the leaf blade inspections, cuticle examinations, seed head analysis. These are just a few. There's many more, but we can use these to pick out the differences between grasses and understand their unique characteristics.